All right, what's happening, everybody? A little bit late for coffee with Dave this morning, but that's okay. Trying to get back on track here, man. It's been a busy couple weekends here in the Berg. Unfortunately, there was snow on the ground this morning. Not a whole lot, but enough to drive me a little bit nuts. I kind of like the warm weather. What a week we had. I don't know how many of you tuned in this week, that are watching right now, but this past week, we had Urban Machine on and Connor Malloy, right? Urban Machine, and we're going to go through some of these. I'm going to give you the clip notes, some of the highlights of the conversation, so stay tuned for that in just a moment. But a machine that you can put on your demolition site. You can take your lumber that you just tore out of the building, put it in this machine. It's going to remove the nails. It's going to remove the metal. It's going to run the machine. It's going to run the wood through the machine. It's going to clean it up, and it's going to make it reusable at the end of it all. So you can reuse it on the job site. And it'll also help you certify which still structurally sound and how it can be used. I'm not joking. This machine just came out of stealth mode. It is ready to go. They have their first one getting up and ready to go. And I've been already biting for, I want the first one here in Pittsburgh. Let's bring it. This is an amazing opportunity. Wait until you hear how much material it will save on the job site. So super excited to show everybody some of these things. So stay tuned for that. Let us know where you are joining from today as well. We'd love to hear from you. We got the holiday season coming up, so we're going to be taking off between Christmas and New Year's. So if you are out there and you are watching this right now, let us know where you're joining us from. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd like to wish everybody a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, whatever it is that floats your boat. We'd like to be part of celebrating that with you. And we're going to have some celebration ourselves, so stay tuned. We got a special event coming up next Friday, which hopefully everybody can join us for as well. Who's in the warm weather? That's what I want to know. It is not warm here, and yeah, I'm still setting some things up, looking around here. I'm going to start playing some of the cliff notes here in just a moment. Let me just pull up. I want to see who out there. Hear that? My YouTube. I just pulled it up. Now I got to fix it. But with you guys out there, let us know what you thought about today's show. What do you think about a machine that can be on your job site that can handle the demolition of material, reprocess the wood, and put it out there to all the wonderful people in the world so you can reuse all of that awesomeness and lumber and recycle all the metal that came out of it? This is a reality. It's truly happening, and we're excited to share that with you here today as well. All right, so let's hop into it. Good morning, or good brunch, almost lunch. Here we go. Urban Machine.
The EPA did some great research for us. They estimated 37 million tons of clean dimensional lumber is thrown away every year, right? So that doesn't include the pallet wood. That's just, 2x4, 4x12, all your dimensionals heading to the landfill. We believe we can recover half of that, and that would be equivalent to taking about 4 million cars off the road every year in the United States in terms of CO2 reduction.
Say that one more time. How many cars?
4 million.
Wow.
So it's massive, right? If we can, essentially replace, billions of board feet of lumber, right? So we could essentially, recover about 15 billion board feet, which is about a quarter of what we harvest here in the United States every year from our forests.
Sorry about that. We lost camera and some other things here. I'm not sure what just happened on our channel, but we did lose our camera and our connection. But hey, here we are. We're back and we're back at it. So that's what happens there. So can you imagine? It is the reduction of like 4 million cars. I just think about the magnitude of that and what that truly means. The reduction of about 4 million cars by using this machine. How cool is that? So hopefully we don't have that same little glitch that just happened. Not sure why my cameras are all switching around, but 'tis the way of live streaming. So let's keep getting into it here. Let's hear the next round.
So this is our first full-size prototype. This is actually prototype number 3 that we built. It's about 40 feet long. It's got multiple end effectors in it. It's got a shuttle system for moving the wood through it. And keep in mind, we had to develop everything, right? Nobody's built process equipment for moving wood with nails sticking out of it. And what we did first was we said, a lot of these nails and screws and fasteners are sticking off the wood because it used to hold like drywall or sheet good to it. So why don't we just start scraping those off, just pulling off the low-hanging fruit, the ones that are exposed. Mm-hmm. And so that's what our rake technology does here. It's a pretty low-tech solution, and it's just designed to just go after any exposed fasteners on the wood. And then once those are pulled off, then we bring in the cameras. So you'll see that flash there, our depth sensing camera, taking pictures of it. We take those photos, we run it through our software, our AI algorithm, and then it sends the end effectors after it. So that software is actually determining the type of fastener. Is it a nail, a screw, or a staple? And then assigning it to which end effector to go pull it out. And these end effectors, they do about 1,000 pounds of pull force. We can pull a bent over 16 penny nail straight out of the wood.
Wow.
So the goal is to remove all the fasteners with it. And so this end effector is pretty cool. We'll do staples, little tiny force, and then screws, we spin backwards. So we'll grab those heads and we'll spin them out because we can't yank on the screws, otherwise they shear off, and then we have a bigger problem.
Yeah, so how do you get a hold of those screw heads if they're down below the wood line, the top of the wood?
Yeah, so if anything's too buried, even like a nail or anything, say it's half of an inch down in, we'll actually slice that section of wood out. We'll skip it all together and just cut it out and then finger joint the material later.
So how cool is that? So I see a couple of you out there. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're at in the world. Hey, what's happening, Greg Ugaldi? It's good to see you, my friend. Can't wait to hang out with you in Las Vegas. Hopefully we get a few minutes for us to hang out and chatter it up while we're out there. Hey, we also got Will Brennan tuning in today. Hey, Will, I hope you are well. This is a really cool machine. I have to tell you, super excited about having this machine on our show. So one of the first ones to actually talk about it anywhere. So super excited about that. But a machine that can process all that material from your demolition sites. I mean, this isn't huge. This is huge. I mean, this is huge on what it can definitely do. So yeah, if you got any comments on that machine, let us know. Let's talk about some more of the statistics of what this machine really can do. I think it's going to surprise you when you start hearing the numbers of what it does. But on top of that, it can tell you what the structural characteristics are of the wood so you know how to reuse it. Is that even possible? Is it even feasible? Here, let's talk about it. Hard to dislike this. Are you able to reclassify the structural strengths C16, 24, etc. after you've done your thing?
Yeah, that's what we're working on. So there's a couple pieces that go into it. There's the visual grading capability, which we have with the cameras. And then we're also doing some tests around mechanical grading, right? Can we apply pressure, measure the distance of deflection for that piece of material, and then, knowing the pressure, determine what the structural integrity is with the mechanical grading. So we've actually got some researchers we're working with that are helping us out on this in terms of how do we regrade the lumber and how do we regrade glulam as well for the structural characteristics.
So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, honestly, this is all happening on your site with a mobile machine or a mobile robot. Now, yes, they aren't mass produced, and right now they're just starting to roll them out. But the fact that they're even rolling out, it's going to be like the big 60-inch screen TVs. 5 years from now, hopefully, we're going to see them all over the place and be able to share that with everybody out there. So, I think that having a machine like this is super powerful, and I think it's going to really change how we build. Now, there's people out there that do say that, listen, do we have a housing shortage? Do we have a labor shortage? Or do we have a waste problem? Because this clearly talks about solving a waste problem as well as recycling all of this awesome material. So what do y'all think about it out there? Let us know in the comments. Hey, and make sure you go and like and share this. I would love to hear from you. So perfect. So Will Brennan's out there. He says, I miss going through the plant, ... Let me go over in here. Will, let me see. I want to put you up here. I got to get your name fixed so it pops up on this. I miss going through the plant when I was at USNR. I'll try to tune in to Mercer. Yeah, we got Mercer coming up. So at the end of the show, we're going to talk about that as well. So we will have Mercer coming up on Wednesday. Todd Bayreuther is going to be on the show. And also on Monday, we have Build Wallet coming on the show. That's right. We have Build Wallet coming on the show. So it is not the type of financing you're used to by any stretch of the imagination. As a builder, as a customer, a consumer, as the stakeholder, this is a program where your money is secure and they make sure you get paid when you're supposed to get paid based on what you're doing. It takes out a lot of the red tape in the middle, and it's super exciting. I'm excited to bring it to all of you right here on Dave Cooper Live. All right, let's get on with it. We had BS Friday with Connor Malloy talking about training the trades. You might be surprised on what you hear.
First year, we bring in 125 students into our 2-year building and renovation technician program. There's a 3rd-year option, but let's say 125 people come in. Of that 125, let's say 10 to 15 people have really used a skill saw before and would call them like reasonably competent, right? Know how to use it safely, know how the guard works, know how kickback works, what side of the saw to stand on. That's probably 15 people of 125. I think a really good test for us is you take your measuring tape and you take the end little clip and you move it back and forth. You ask people whether the tape is broken or that has a use. Probably maybe 10 of 100 can tell you what that's for. So our initial student coming in really isn't that deep experienced person in carpentry learning to perfect or further their learning. It's really a starting point. A lot of our students are coming in around sort of 18, 19 years of age. Majority have not come from a technical high school. And I think that's because we've seen a kind of rollback, at least in Ontario, with my public school growing up had a full wood shop, 3,000 square feet. We made things. My high school had a full wood shop. We made things, but a lot of our students don't have that. So coming into first year, we're really starting with students at the ground floor in tool safety, job site safety, basics of framing layout, how to select lumber, how to crown studs, all things you learn on a job site your first, second summer. That's our starting point. And I think for us, the hard thing is in 2 years, how do we take a learner from the beginnings of understanding of carpentry and safety to a point of view or to a point where they can feel competent on a job site in 2 years in a shop-based teaching program.
So let's talk about the trades a little bit. Now, here's Connor Malloy. As you can tell, I mean, amazing person. You can just feel his passion when he's talking about it and how he thinks through it. He did not come from the traditional trade world. Connor Malloy used to work for Lululemon. That's right. He came from the women's fashion industry. And he uses that knowledge and experience to not only teach the trades, not that the Lululemon's teaching carpentry and all that, but he's using this knowledge to not only help them teach and learn about carpentry, but he's using what he learned in the corporate world at Lululemon on how they should talk to their customers and how they walk through renovation projects. That's right, renovation projects. And we all know how renovation projects go. Can't see everything behind the walls. You don't know what's there. We don't know if there's termites. There's the knowns. There's the knowns unknown, as Connor would say. And then there's the unknown unknowns, as Connor would say. Unknown unknowns would be the termites in the wall that you didn't see any access or any damage of prior to you got there. This is super important. And if any of you out there understands the tape measure and what he's talking about at the end there, put it in the comments if you know what that means, because there's a lot of people going to watch this show that do not know how that end of the roller works. So put it in the comments. I'll leave it up to you. And just remember, you guys comment on this show. People are going to interact with you. People are going to want to know who you are. They're going to want to do business with you. We're going to continue to connect, and we're going to continue to grow. So with that said, the fun part about what I believe Connor was talking about there had to do with, you got these 18 to 21 year olds roughly coming in, 100 out of 125 of them, only 10, 15 of them really know anything about a skill saw or a chop saw or how to use things properly. This is also a good thing because you don't have to break bad habits. This school that he is teaching at is absolutely amazing. They are teaching the right way to build. They are teaching how to do airtight envelopes. And they're also teaching how to ventilate these homes. And these students are having a blast doing it. Let's listen to a little more.
Where I learned to sell a lot from my dad as a builder and was a salesperson for the business. Learned how to sell from him. But the other place was not in construction at all. I used to sell actually at a women's retail store selling performance athletic gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I worked for Lululemon at a school for 2 years doing store design and worked retail sales. Why that was so powerful is you could not work in their retail store design team unless you knew how the product worked and how to sell to their client. Because how do you build a store that's basically a sales tool unless you know what the client wants, how to sell to them? So their big thing was every product in the store has about 13, 14 different uses or let's call them benefits. You had to ask each client coming in what the problem you're trying to solve by buying that short, shirt, jacket, whatever. And you prioritize of those 14 different values, what are the top 3 they need to hear that resonates with their problem?
Yeah.
So we take that, and that's extremely successful to sell for someone. So rather than you reading off that hang tag with all the 14 things, focus on the top 3 that resonates with that person that solves their problem. So back to the building piece. If you hear that they renovate because they want a house that is bigger, more light-filled, and comfortable, then hit that home on how you sell the envelope. So it comes down to understanding your user and their pain points. Their pain points around what it's like to live in their home. Go to that motivation and learn how to sell to them.
Yeah. It's all about that motivation, learning how to sell to them, but it's really not selling. It's educating the customer. It's being a building consultant. We're experts. We go in. The consumer doesn't know anything. They don't understand why we don't have x-ray vision. They don't understand any of this. So if we can help teach the trades at a very young age how to interact with the client, they're going to have a much more successful and rewarding career, knowing that they have educated the client and the client's not going to lose their mind when there's a big overrun, because we're going to talk about those contingencies. We're going to talk about the unknowns. We don't know what they are, but we're going to make sure that our customers are set up with the right tools and the right knowledge and the right amount of money in case there are these hidden expenses. And 9 times out of 10, there is a hidden expense. So I think it's absolutely amazing that they are teaching this in school. I wish our high schools would teach how to balance a checkbook. If we don't show our kids, they ain't learning it in school, at least not in any of my schools, none of my kids' schools. Not sure why that happens that way, but it is what it is. Hey, Banu, how are you? Dave, that recap is a nice idea. Thank you, sir. I hope this helps everybody out and gets you interested in going and watching the show. If you're not subscribed, go and subscribe. We always appreciate you. So, yeah, we're trying to get better at this and make it a little more entertaining. Not everybody has 3-4 hours a week to watch all of Dave Cooper live. So why not have a little bit of Cliff Notes, and then you can go and look at what you want to look at, which is awesome. What's up, Mr. Andrew Seeley? This is a better time for you, right? 11:30. It's not like 5 in the morning your time. So you liking this later start for the coffee with Dave? Or this is actually really a brunch espresso with Dave. But yeah, hockey this morning, man. It's hard. I was up at 4:30 editing a lot of this stuff this morning just to get it out, and still ran out of time. I was hopeful to get it before the game, but Never goes as one plans. Lee's from YouTube. Hey, what's happening, Lee's? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in and letting us know you're out there. We really appreciate you. We do. So much happening and so much going on. So let's make sure we keep the conversation going. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It means the world to us, and it really helps us to continue bringing all of this to you. So, and if you want to be notified, make sure you ring the bell too when you subscribe. We always appreciate it. And then if you wanted to, we always have the option of buying a coffee for us. If you ever wanted to do that, I do like my coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Dave Cooper Live. That's always fun. All right, let's keep this conversation going, everybody. Connor Malloy. Question. While you mentioned that specific user details are critical during construction, how about resale considerations, which may include more generalized concerns? That's a great question.
It's one thing we do, Greg, when we teach students of how to package essentially like an upgraded project or envelope in any regard, whether it's interior finishes, is how to build a close-up binder. And that allows the direct homeowner right now to understand what is in their home, what's been installed, right from the envelope to interior details, and then how to maintain those things. And that has been presented in a way that it's a sales document for their company moving forward, that client can show to a colleague and say, this is what they did, this is what's in my project, but like a user manual for a car. And at resale, I found when we did this as a company, it told prospective buyers what they're buying is different than a house on the street because of how it's been built. Here's the proof documentation. And it becomes a sales tool for their business again, because more often than not, the new home buyer came back to us to have us re-renovate or do stuff with them because of how we prepared them. So that's one thing we've been able to do is document the projects, use as a sales tool for now or in the future.
I love it. Greg, thank you for joining us.
The other added benefit of the binder is 8 months from now, 14 months from now, 3 years from now, when you get a call, can you send me this? Do you have this? As a builder, you say it's in your binder.
It's in your binder. You know, Jennifer and I, when we were in the home building business for a long time and still are, we do have a customer binder. We do believe in outlining the process and putting it in a place to where the customer understands the process, not only on what's going to happen throughout the life cycle of the building consulting side, design all the way through delivery of a building or a home project, but they also have in there what is outlined on how to communicate with you. What's appropriate, right? I mean, listen, we're not on call 24/7. You know, if there's a fire, call the fire department. If the water's leaking, call a plumber. It's not always call your builder, especially on Christmas. You know, we used to have people on Christmas morning, hey, you got a minute just for a text? I can't get through the holidays without asking. It's driving me crazy, right? How many of you out there have clients like that? As soon as they sign a contract and give you a check, they think they own you, but it's not that way. It's not that way, right? But they only know what they know. So if you lay out clearly in the beginning, not only the process on how the build's going to go, but also the communication process, the ups and downs, and everything's documented, well, guess what? Everybody ends up being happy, and we love happy. All right. Hey, what's up, Peter Molinar? Did you start your morning with a large mug of your favorite French press coffee? Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't. Didn't have my French press this morning, and the reason I didn't have it is the glass on it broke getting washed, and I won't say who did it, but it did. It got broke in the wash. So yeah, I had to have a regular cup of Joe this morning. I like mud, man. I gotta get that fixed. What kind of coffee did you have this morning, my good friend? Good to see you. Hey, Gregory, how are you? Good to see you. Good morning. Always great seeing you. And my friend Andrew Seeley out there, I said hello. And Banu, we said hello. Hope everybody out there is enjoying what we have going on here. All right, so let's keep this party going. We're going to keep moving on here. We got some more things to cover and to get through. So let's get into what is coming up. So this Monday, We have Build Wallet. Check this out, everybody. We have Build Wallet going to come up this month. Look at that. It's backwards today. Build Wallet's going to be on the show. And what's so great about Build Wallet, it is much different than what you have seen in the past. I can promise you, this is a new way of doing your builds with the financing between the bank and the customer. You don't want to miss this. This is going to be something that could potentially change how the relationship works and who owns that relationship and how it is managed. So super cool to have these guys on the show. Jake's going to be on this Monday. This is going to be our expert interview. This is a product, I understand, but it's also there's also some expertise on financing here, and you'll be surprised. There's some pretty good sized people, builders out there that are currently using this. So go ahead, do your homework now. If you want Build Wallet coming up this Monday at 1 p.m. Hope to see you there. Now, what else do we have? That's right, coming up, we got next Wednesday, 12/19/2022. Todd Bayrether's going to be on for advanced manufacturing and mass timber conversation with Mercer. So super pumped to have that on the show for sure. Cannot wait. I don't know if you guys know Todd Bayrether, but he is an amazing guy. So super excited to have him on. Cannot wait. So looking forward to that by all stretches of the imagination. And then coming up, that's right. We got our good friend Mark Bare Naked Willie and I on Friday. We'll be doing our special reading of Green Eggs and Ham. That's right, Green Eggs and Ham. It's kid friendly. Bring your kids, bring your drink. We're gonna have a cold one, something cold while we enjoy that this Friday. So join us. We do it every year, and we're hoping we can get it big enough that maybe we can actually do something good for the communities around us as well. Here's a little bit of Mark behind the scenes.
Ready?
This is what you missed yesterday. Mark being Mark. Absolutely, yeah. Look at him go. Cat in the Hat reading coming up. Is that a mask or is that just something you hang on the wall? There you go. Ho, ho, ho. So what do y'all think? I mean, pretty exciting stuff. I'm super excited to have this show next week. We always have a great time when we do our Cat in the Hat reading. I do like the fact that we got some Christmas going now and some Christmas music going. Heck, even Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer might pop in and say hello and talk to us a little bit. But Friday is going to be a lot of fun, and we cannot wait for all of you to join us. So with that said, hopefully I got to everything I needed to get to today, and everybody's getting in the holiday spirit, and we're going to have fun. But if I didn't hit on something and I missed something, also let me know. We're going to keep trying to up our game on how we do all of this production and live production, add a little magic to it, have a little fun with it, and I hope to see you guys all next week. That's what I hope. Anywho, let us know where you're celebrating at for sure. And we're working on the angles too, so that's that camera right there. If you guys ever want to know about how I have anything set up here as well, just ask. I'm more than happy to ask you. It looks like a lot of stuff, and it is, and it's more complicated than it seems sometimes, but it's really not. That's the whole point of it. But we're trying to grow it and get the new studio up and running and everything else with you here. This is not what it's going to be like back there, but it's coming. It's coming. All right, listen, everybody. I hope you enjoy your family. It is Saturday afternoon. I think I'm going to go try and put some miles on in the park, maybe do a little 5-mile run. It's a little chilly. The ice is now off the road, I hope, so I won't break anything. But that's a wrap, everybody. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Saturday. We will see you Monday. Build Wallet. Do not miss it. It's going to be a great show. Super excited about it. And don't forget about our good friend this weekend, Mark. All right, everybody. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dave Cooper. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. You too, Greg.